Climate change is the Everest of all problems, the thorniest challenge facing humankind. Lewis Gordon Pugh. The environment is the natural world living around us. It is the one that provides us with the oxygen we need in order to breathe, as well as the food that serves us to create energy. It also supplies water that allows our biochemistry to take place. Us humans exploit this natural world, but we never give anything back. Instead, we destroy it. Think about it. We destroy our most vital need. What would we do without the environment? The aggravating climate change is today one of mankind's most complex problems that still hasn't been resolved. The consequences of climate change are causing immense problems in terms of the environment. Air is everywhere around us, and it is composed of many different gases. 78% of nitrogen, 20.9% of oxygen, 0.9% of argon gases, 0.03% of carbon dioxide, and 0.17% of other gases. Oxygen is absolutely vital, as it is one of the most important substances to sustain life. Without it, there would be no animals, including humans. Carbon dioxide is also essential, as it controls our Earth's temperatures. Furthermore, it is needed in the process of photosynthesis. Our atmosphere consists of 5 different layers. The troposphere is the layer on which humans live. It starts on the Earth's surface and goes up 10 to 15 kilometers high. Both weather and the greenhouse effect happen in this layer of the atmosphere. Carbon can be found almost everywhere in the air that we breathe in the form of carbon dioxide to the food that we eat in the form of glucose. The carbon cycle is the process that moves carbon through the environment. Initially, the carbon enters the atmosphere through ventilation and the chemical reaction combustion. Ventilation is the process in which animals release carbon dioxide that was produced from respiration. Combustion is the process of burning. Carbon in the atmosphere is then absorbed by the plants. The vegetation uses this carbon in a process called photosynthesis, allows them to produce carbohydrates. Many animals are herbivores and therefore feed on the plants. The carbon present in the plants gets taken in by the animal and later gets passed on in the food chain. When the animals die, they get eaten by decomposers, such as earthworms or insects, and the carbon returns to the atmosphere. When decomposition doesn't take place, the decayed animals turn into fossil fuels over a long period of time. Nowadays, humans highly disrupt the carbon cycle due to the combustion of fossil fuels and deforestation. Carbon is found in fossil fuels that consist of coal, oil, and natural gas, and are made from the remains of dead animals and plants. Humans extract large quantities of fossil fuels from the ground in order to make energy. Doing so, it leaves only very little fossil fuels untouched and therefore almost creates an imbalance in the carbon cycle. On the other hand, there is also a large amount of carbon stored in vegetation. Deforestation causes considerable decreases as it eliminates the carbon stored in plants, but also disables the carbon to be absorbed by the plants, since they are no longer there. People often confuse the terms greenhouse effect and enhanced greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is a natural phenomenon that warms our planet. In this process, the sun's radiation hits the atmosphere and some of it gets reflected back into space, while some of it gets absorbed by greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases mainly consist of water vapor, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, ozone, and chlorofluorocarbons. The enhanced greenhouse effect is a serious phenomenon caused by the increase in greenhouse gases due to activities such as agriculture and the combustion of fossil fuels. This causes more heat to be absorbed by the greenhouse gases and therefore causing a rise in the Earth's temperatures. Global warming, the temperature increase on our Earth's surface, is the result of the enhanced greenhouse effect. These phenomena exist as a chain reaction. First comes the enhanced greenhouse effect, which leads to global warming, that then causes climate change. People often confuse the two last terms, although they are two very different things. Global warming only applies to the temperatures on our Earth and the fact that they are increasing. However, climate change focuses on our Earth's climates and the fact that they are severely changing from their original states. Climate change has caused many issues in our environment, such as the melting of the poles, a rise in the sea levels, a higher likelihood of severe weather events, and a higher risk for animal and plant extinction. At the poles, this rise in temperature causes the ice to melt, and therefore destroys the Arctic animals' natural habitats. As shown by NASA, the size of the polar caps have shrunken by more than 20% since 1979. This loss in land doesn't only affect the wildlife, but also the native people living there. The wildlife, such as polar bears and walruses, have started to change their migration patterns, and therefore, it is harder for the native people to hunt them. Another problem is the higher likelihood of severe climate events. The main severe climate events caused by climate change are hurricanes, heat waves, droughts, wildfires, floods, and winter weather. The reason why these climate events are affected by climate change is because all weather must develop in a different environment than before. Therefore, climate change has drastically changed the odds and the natural limits, causing certain climate events to happen more often and more severely. Today, climate change is one of the most complex problems in our society. It is a huge topic that is caused by an intricate chain reaction. The effects of climate change is the main problem, as it causes issues in the environment that will in turn affect us. There is no definite solution to this problem now that it has been going on for so long and has been getting worse over the years. The solution isn't composed of just doing one specific thing, but by everybody doing small things that will altogether make a big difference.